2023 was a year full of ups and downs. It was a year where I got to try the digital nomad lifestyle. It was the year where I made a lot of money doing travel nursing. It was also the year that we moved into our dream house. But it was also the year full of self-doubts and self-sabotage. It was the year that truly tested my faith in myself and in the universe. I say all of this because I feel like with everything that happened, I feel like it really was the year that I started to question a lot of things. I really wanted to figure out what was working for me and what was not working for me. And most importantly, it is a year where I'm figuring out how to let go of things that no longer serve me. So in today's video, this is what I'm sharing. The 5 biggest lessons that I've learned in 2023 and what I'm bringing in the 2024. So the first lesson is that it's okay to lose your old friends. I feel like every time I unlock a new level in my personal development journey, I feel that I get a little bit more distance with my friends. I have friends that I'm really close with, but at the same time, I have friends that are kind of by association. We went to school together or we had one job together and that's it. That's the only thing we have in common. And I honestly feel that whenever I put myself in situations where I'm only around people because I'm used to it, I honestly dread it. I feel like I'm in this phase in my life where I really want to connect with the people that I hang out with. I don't want conversations with my friends that starts and ends with, hey, how are you? How's your job? Or are you doing any travels this year? Instead, I want conversations that goes like, hey, what are your deepest desires? And is it exciting to follow your dreams if you are? Those kind of conversations. I feel like in those superficial conversations that I have, I work a lot harder to keep the conversation going, and sometimes it's exhausting. So in 2024, this is really something that I want to eliminate. The friendships that aren't adding value to my life or not helping me become a better person, and I feel like it's going to be sad, but at the same time, I'm more frustrated than anything, really, because I really want to hang out with people who are in the same wavelength as me. I want to be surrounded by people that are smarter than me, that are better than me, that I can learn from. At the end of the day, if I'm showing up for these people, I feel like I'm not being authentic to myself, and that's not how I want to live my life. I want to be authentic to the people that I'm surrounding myself with. So that's really something really big that I want to bring into 2024, is to be more picky with the friendships that I'm with. So before I move on to the second lesson, we are gonna go get some coffee in the nearest coffee shop because I'm starving and it's super cold. Okay, so now that I've had a bit of a sip of coffee, we can talk about the second lesson, which is to use the career that you have to build a career that you love. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know or heard my story about 1,000 times. So it goes along the lines of I quit my staff nursing job in 2021, and then I became a freelance writer, became a travel nurse, and now I'm still doing nursing. So these days I work as an agency nurse, and I kind of work for whenever I want. I pick up shifts whenever I want and wherever I want. So essentially, I pick up shifts around where I live or sometimes in other provinces like Nova Scotia. So after getting exposed to different types of nursing, I realized this year that even though I love the profession, I know that I'm not going to be in here, or I don't belong in this profession long term. But this doesn't mean that I should just completely abandon the profession just because I've had this realization. In fact, I feel like I'm in a really good place or position to actually build a career that I love. And that is essentially helping as many people as possible through their mindset or through their creative journey. And that's really what I want to do. And by me staying in nursing, I have a lot of thinking and creative space to experiment as much as possible because I don't have that feeling that I have to make money right away because I'm protected by my job. And honestly, compared to a lot of jobs, I feel that nursing has been a blessing because it gives you so much flexibility and freedom that no other jobs can do. So if you're in a career that you hate, figure out a way to actually try to love it, or maybe you just need a different position or environment in the same industry or career so that you can actually build a career that you love on the side or until you make it your full-time thing. So the third lesson that I'm bringing into 2024 is the fact that you can pursue big things without having your own back. So this is a lesson that has been showing up for me time and time again. And it doesn't matter whether your husband or your partner or your family or friends support you. But the thing is, the only opinion that absolutely matters is your opinion of yourself. So I've been really fortunate that my husband and my family and my friends have been really supportive of my career or the things that I'm doing in the online world. But even though they were supportive, I feel like I haven't had my own back. So I do things for a little bit, and then after a while, I'd actually give up on myself. And I feel like that gets tiring. So in the last couple of months, that's really when I decided that I'm going to have my own back no matter what. Whether I fail or succeed in this whole thing, the only thing that matters is having my own back. So if you're wanting to start a YouTube channel or doing other side stuff, or you're starting a creative path, changing your careers, and any of these big things, work on having your own back, because it's the only thing that's going to matter. And work on your self-confidence, work on your self-worth and self-esteem things, because it's what's going to get you to the other side. So that is lesson number 3. And now we're going to go to lesson number 4. Number 4 is that you can achieve anything you want, but not at the same time. Being in my late 20s, there are so many things that I want to do. I feel like I want to get my master's degree, I want to travel the world, I want to have a family, I want to do so many things. But I've learned that if you are trying to do a lot of things, you end up not getting any of them. I truly believe that you can have everything that you want, but not at the same time. So in the upcoming year, that is my goal, is to have one sole focus, which is why I'm focusing on my career on social media. Even though I have a lot of things that I want to be able to focus on this, because I know that once I get this, then I'll be able to pursue the other things that I want. So if you have goals for 2024, I really recommend that you prioritize the things that you actually want to have and do it one at a time, and trust that once you get one thing, then you'll have time to pursue the other things that you actually want. Because again, you can have everything you want, but not at the same time. Made it to old Montreal. So this is where Notre Dame is, and this is the Plaza. I think that's how you pronounce it. So now that we had food, it's time to talk about the 5th lesson, which is money does not buy happiness, but it solves money problems. Being a YouTuber taught me a lot about money. As a YouTuber, there are things that I love about this whole process, like ideating or filming. That's pretty much it. But there are things I don't like about this process, which is editing. So as soon as I was able to, I decided to outsource my editing process. And honestly, I feel a lot happier. So this is really where I'm learning that you just need to make a lot of money in order to make more time for the things that you love. Ever since I outsourced my whole editing process, I feel like the process has been so much more fun. I feel like I have more time and energy when it comes to ideating new video ideas to become more creative. And I feel like it's just so much more freeing not to have to cut down all the mistakes that I'm making when I'm speaking like this on the video. So the mindset that I'm bringing into the upcoming year when it comes to money is to create more value so that I can create more wealth. There's this quote that I've heard before where it goes along the lines of, your worth is directly correlated to the value that you're bringing to the world. So essentially, if you're only creating value for one person, that's the cap that your wealth or your richness will be. As opposed to if you're creating value for a lot of different people, then your wealth is essentially capless. So for example, as a nurse, I'm only providing value to one specific organization or an agency. So there is going to be a cap into how much money I can make as an individual. As opposed to, let's say, as a creator, I can create this one video and it can be seen by thousands or millions of people. And at the same time, if I create a digital product, I can also reach a lot more people. And so the more I create value for more people, the wealthier that I will be. So that's really the goal or lesson that I want to bring in the upcoming year. So in short, my goal for next year is to create a lot of value for people like yourself and a lot more people. There are so many more lessons that I have learned this year, but I really think that these are the 5 biggest lessons that I want to kind of focus on in the upcoming year. And I really hope that this video has resonated with you and that you be kind to yourself and take it one day at a time. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.